let's get started on fin number 2 in the Love Letters album. For this album, we're using, let me grab the cover page. I'm using the Be Mine collection from Echo Park. If you haven't already checked out the cover, the embellishments, and fin 1, be sure to check those out. There will be links in the description box down below. And there will also be links to any supplies that I use that are still available for sale. Some of the stuff in my collection is no longer available, it's retired or whatever. So in those instances, I won't have links to those items, but if you can still buy it at like scrapbook.com or Amazon or something like that, there will be a link to it down below. So let's talk about fin number 2. And we're going to start on page number 5. The base page for fin number 2 is 4.5 inches wide by 7.25 inches tall, and on the 4.5 inch side, we're going to score that at 1/2 inch. And since we've got a lot of stuff going on here on page number 4, we want to keep page number 5 pretty simple. If we put a lot of decorations and stuff like that on page number 5, it's going to provide a lot of opportunities for those 2 pages to get caught on each other and damage each other. So the outer surface of page number 5 is going to be pretty flat, pretty smooth, so that this doesn't get caught on that. And we're just going to do an accordion. Now we're going to start with, this is the outer flap of the accordion. It's going to be gusseted and it's 110 pound. It's 4 3/4 inches wide. We're going to score that at 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch by 7.25 inches tall. And the accordion flaps that are going to go inside that are 4 3/8 inches wide. We're going to score those at 1/2 inch by 7.25 inches tall. We've got 3 of those. These are 65 pound. And we've got the mats. So let's look at the mats. So we got 2 mats for the outer flap, and they are 3 3/4 inches wide by 7 inches tall. And we're also going to put a photo mat and a journaling spot on the outer mat. And the photo mat is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And the journaling spot is going to be matted. The mat is 3 1/2 by 1 1/4, no, 1 3/4. And the journaling spot is it's actually 4 3/4 inches wide by 1.5 inches tall. So this, we're going to double mat the base, and the first mat for the base is 3 3/4 by 7, and the second mat is 3 1/2 by 6 3/4. And the mats for the accordions, there are 6 of these. They are 3 5/8 by 7, and they're just a mix of pattern paper and solid cardstock. And I don't know if we're going to need magnets, but we might. And we've got a couple of embellishments here. These are going to be pretty simple, just to kind of break up the look of the pages in the accordion. 2007, we're going to borrow a little bit from this look. The mats for this page are 3 3/4 by 7. Got 2 of those. 2 at 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. 2 at 3 1/4 by 2 1/4. And 2 at 3 by 2. We're on to page number 8, and this one's going to be interesting. We're going to have 2 flaps that pull together like that, and then on the outer flap there's going to be a pocket, and on the pocket are going to be 2 more smaller flaps. So let's get into the different dimensions. So these are the smaller flaps. There are 2 of these. They are 3 inches by 3 inches, and one of those 3-inch sides we're going to score at 1/2 inch. And the mats for those, there's 4 mats. They are 2 3/4 by 2 1/4. This is the large pocket. It's going to be 4 inches wide. We're going to score that at 1/2 inch, and 3 1/2 inches by 5 1/4 inches tall, and we're going to score that at 1/2 inch. And the mat for the pocket is 2 3/4 by 4 1/2. And then the mat that's going to go up here, this looks like 2 by 2 roughly. Or 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 probably. So this is one of the flaps. There are 2 of these. By the way, all the black cardstock is 65 pound. And that's 3 1/2 inches. We're going to score that at 1/2 inch by 7 1/4. So there's 2 of those. And then we have the mats. On the inside, we're going to double mat. And the large mat is 2 3/4 by 7, and the smaller mat is 2 1/2 by 6 3/4. And on the flap that's on the right, on the outside, we're just going to have 1 mat, and that is 2 3/4 by 7. And these are the other mats. And then the mat for the base page is 3 3/4 by 7 inches. So I think the first thing to do is to go ahead and attach the flaps, and then the pocket, and then the smaller flaps, and then start matting everything. And somewhere in here we're going to have to add magnets. I think for the smaller flaps I'm going to use these smaller magnets. They're 1 millimeter thick by, I think it's 3 millimeters in diameter. And then we're going to have to use the 1 millimeter by 8, and I might use some of those tin roofing caps somewhere in here. thank y'all for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button and share and subscribe. Next week we're going to do fin number 3.